Hello, I'm David Nelson, the creator and president of River Cities. What makes the River Cities lifestyle so special and what makes it possible is our waterways. This video will give you a tour of the 10,700-mile cruise route that River Cities will call home. Our cruise route is composed of 9 rivers and the Intracoastal Gulf waterways. Here's our annual cruise route map. The colored dots illustrate different months of the year, and each dot is a port or an overnight where we will be stopping. This map can be found on our website, and you can get a hard copy if you request our brochure. Before starting the tour, there are a few things I would like to tell you. Here's a picture of the Marquette model. We built this boat with the intention of cruising the waterways and inviting people aboard to see our 2-bedroom, 2-bath model. It's an exact mock-up of what will be found aboard the Marquette. The Marquette model was built in St. Paul, and in August of 2010 we cruised to Houston and then to Florida. Over the course of the year we cruised a total of 6,000 miles and had a great time. For River Cities, our longest stop of the year will be over the holidays in the Houston area. We anticipate alternating between the Houston area one year and New Orleans the other. Staying in a large city over the holidays will make it easier for people to jet in and out for their guests to join them. Galveston Cruise Port will be a terrific location when we're in the Houston area. It's adjacent to downtown Galveston and should be a fun place to stay. And it's not a long drive to Houston proper. After our holiday stay in Galveston, we will head south with Port Isabel as our destination. Padre Island is the breakwater along the Texas coast, and we'll have access to its beach at most of our stops. The middle of January is the coldest time of the year, and as you can see by our average temperatures, Port Isabel will be comfortable. Port Isabel is adjacent to Brownsville, which is a port of entry between Mexico and the United States. So it'll be an easy ride into Mexico for those interested in sightseeing. After a few weeks in southern Texas, we head back north along the Intracoastal waterways with a stop in Corpus Christi. With its mild climate, beaches, sport fishing, museums, and botanical gardens, Corpus Christi is a popular tourist town. As we cruise further north, for the gamblers aboard, the many casinos in Lake Charles, Baton Rouge, and New Orleans should be to your liking. Lake Charles is also a port town for the oil industry, so we will see several large ocean-going vessels. As February arrives, we will explore the Atchafalaya River. Adjacent to the river is one of the largest bayous in the United States. This should be a real treat for wildlife lovers. We'll drop anchor a few nights along the bayou and listen to the eerie sounds of the swamp throughout the night. Atchafalaya is an important waterway since it drains 40% of the Mississippi's flow. This river has saved New Orleans from many a flood. Once we reach the junction of the Atchafalaya and the Mississippi, we will head south on the Mississippi for New Orleans. We will stop in Baton Rouge for a few nights to enjoy the casino and nightlife, and then stop for a few days along the way at some of the beautiful plantation mansions in Oak Alley. New Orleans is a legendary city, and there's a reason why it's one of the most popular convention cities in the country. There are just so many things to do. Of all the towns on the River Cities route, New Orleans is the quintessential river town. For this reason, we'll spend several days in New Orleans during the year. The cruise terminal we'll be staying is adjacent to the French Quarter, so we'll be just a walk away from all the fun. After a short stop in New Orleans, we'll leave the river-like feel of the Intracoastal waterway for Mississippi Sound. Mississippi Sound is a large body of water, and although we'll be 8 miles offshore as we cruise the Sound, it'll be a very stable ride since the Sound is protected by barrier islands. Cruising the Sound will be a long day as we maneuver from New Orleans to Mobile, Alabama. Just to be clear, the boat that River Cities is building is a protected waterways boat. We are not designed to be on the ocean, and we will not be on the ocean. All of our waters will be protected waterways, and that includes a large body of water such as Mississippi Sound. At 600 feet long, our vessel will be extremely stable, and our passengers will rarely be unsettled by wave action. Mobile is an ocean port with large ships constantly on the move. It's also a home port for a Carnival cruise terminal. Here's a picture of one of their boats headed to the ocean. One of my favorite sights of the entire trip on the Marquette model was of these shrimp fishermen which we passed in Mobile Bay. It was a fascinating sight to see as they cleaned the shrimp nets and the thousands of seagulls surrounded their boat, all waiting for a scrap. One of the advantages of a river cruise is how close you get to everything. You get to see up close the fishermen, the boat builders, the oil industry, and all the commercial river traffic. We'll stop in Mobile adjacent to the convention center for 4 days and give people an opportunity to enjoy some southern hospitality and explore places such as Dauphine Island and its resort. Next, we cross Mobile Bay with Pensacola as our destination. Here are some of the dolphin shots we had as we cruised from Mobile Bay to Pensacola. Dolphins are such a thrill to see. Of all of our stops to date, Pensacola has been my favorite. The Marquette will dock at Halifax Pier, which has a great view of Pensacola Bay and is adjacent to the Old Town, where there are lots of shops, restaurants, and drinking establishments. Pensacola has what's considered the premier naval aviation museum in the country, and it's a must-see. While we were there with the Marquette model, this was one of the pesky pelicans I met. He was snapping at everyone as they got too close. One of the really wonderful features that River Cities will incorporate is our free bus service for our owners. As they come ashore, we will have 2 buses waiting, a small bus for the close destinations and a larger bus for group excursions. And of course, if bus travel doesn't meet your needs, we'll also have rental cars ready and waiting. With our transportation system, you can enjoy shore travel as much as cruise travel. The Panhandle of Florida is wonderful this time of year, with its beautiful beaches and fun cities such as Destin and Panama City. As we passed by Destin, this guy had to show us the fish he had just caught. It was a beauty. We will stop at Port St. Joe, where they have a port perfectly suited for a large boat like ours. And we will stay a number of days so that people can take side trips to some of the outstanding tourist destinations such as Cape Kennedy, Busch Gardens, Disney World, and the Epcot Center. After a wonderful winter along the Gulf Coast, it's time to enjoy springtime in the south as we head northward on the Tenn-Tom Waterway. The Tenn-Tom also goes by the name Tom Bigby Waterway. It's widely used for recreational boats, and you very seldom see commercial traffic on the Tenn-Tom. We will be one of the few passenger vessels that use this waterway. Surprisingly, in our 6,000-mile voyage with the Marquette model, this is the only alligator we saw, but quite an alligator it was. It looks to me to be about a 600 or 800 pounder. The only significant city along the Tenn-Tom is Columbus, Mississippi. It's a town with a great deal of Civil War history. In fact, that whole area along the Tenn-Tom has several Civil War battlefield memorial sites that history buffs will truly enjoy. As we cruise northward on the Tenn-Tom Waterway, this is one of the typical locks we will encounter. One of the advantages River Cities will have as a passenger vessel is priority over all commercial vessels. That means when we come to the locks, we get to lock through first. Shadowing our route is the Underground Railroad bike route. Some of our residents might decide to bike each day and meet up with the boat every night. This is just one of the many incredible adventures that can be planned using the Marquette as you're traveling home. Our next destination is the Tennessee River, which is one of the most beautiful rivers along our entire cruise route. Chattanooga is our turnaround point on the Tennessee, and it'll be a favorite port for the River Cities boat. We will be docked alongside the Step Bank in downtown Chattanooga, adjacent to the aquarium and IMAX theater. Chattanooga is a great example of exactly what River Cities will find all along our cruise route. Oftentimes, the riverbank in a city is like the front door to the community. It's a focal point and oftentimes a park-like setting. After we leave Chattanooga, we head downstream on the Tennessee with the Cumberland River as our next waterway. The Cumberland River, like the Tennessee, will make for incredible scenery as we enjoy the springtime blossoms along our cruise route. With Nashville as our destination, our homeowners will have easy access as we dock next to downtown Nashville. In fact, it's just a walk away from many restaurants and music venues. After the Cumberland River, we cruise northward to the Illinois River with Chicago as our turnaround point. We won't quite make it into Chicago. We'll have to stop at Marcellus since the waterway narrows too much in Chicago. However, Marcellus is just a short bus ride away from America's third largest city. Once we leave the Illinois River, we are on the upper Mississippi with St. Paul and Minneapolis in our sights. One of the stops along the way will be Hannibal, Missouri, the birthplace of Mark Twain, where you'll have a chance to see Mark Twain's boyhood home. And being July 4th, hopefully some good fireworks. Our voyage northward on the Mississippi will be stopping at several towns with lots and lots of tourist opportunities. And for the avid sportsmen, they'll have countless streams and backwaters to explore. Keep in mind that river cities will have our own fleet of fishing boats, kayaks, and canoes aboard, and they can be launched from our hydraulically operated docks in the stern of the vessel. We're not just a boat, we're a resort. St. Paul and Minneapolis is a metropolis of 2 million people, and with the Mega Mall, the largest shopping mall in America, and countless other attractions, our homeowners will have plenty of activities to enjoy while they are in the Twin Cities. It's the height of summer now at the end of July, and as we leave our berth in St. Paul, we'll take a quick trip up the St. Croix and go to Stillwater, the oldest town in Minnesota. It's a quaint little town where people will enjoy a few days' stay. This also happens to be our furthest point north in the River Cities cruise route. After we've seen the upper Mississippi, it's on to the Ohio River with Pittsburgh as our ultimate destination. After stopping in Louisville, Cincinnati, and several medium-sized cities, we will make port in Pittsburgh. The Ohio River is formed by the Monongahela and Allegheny rivers. What a sight to see from hills high atop overlooking Pittsburgh. Mid-September now, as we head southward on the Ohio. Temperatures are still very comfortable, but beginning to cool as we see the leaves change. People have asked me if River Cities has figured out all of our port stops. This is a fair question, but I honestly don't worry about it. With all of our stops, the towns are eager because 350 people will get off the boat and spend money in their town. It's a win-win for all. Most people don't realize there are no rules about stopping in the river. As long as we are out of the navigation channel, River Cities can pull over, drop our spuds, stay the night, and if people want to go ashore, we will have a ship-to-shore boat. So regardless of our situation, we've got it covered. Our destination is the lower Mississippi and Memphis, the other quintessential river town in the United States. Memphis truly has it all: museums, planetarium, art galleries, botanical gardens, and one of the most popular tourist attractions in the country, Graceland, the home of Elvis Presley. After Memphis, the Mississippi River takes us to the Arkansas River. Our first significant stop is Little Rock, Arkansas, which is the home of the Clinton Presidential Library. As we cruise further northward, the Marquette will turn around in Muskogee, just short of Tulsa. For those who would like to see Tulsa's incredible Art Deco architecture, it'll be just a short bus ride away. The fall leaves should be at peak color as we make our turn and maneuver southward back to the Mississippi River. The river's very wide now, and there are not too many towns along the way, but Vicksburg will be one of our stops. And it's an attractive city with lots of colonial mansions to enjoy. After a stop in Natchez, we take a turn onto the Red River with Shreveport as our destination. Shreveport has a casino and some wonderful botanical gardens, and also has lots of Civil War sites. Back on the Mississippi again, familiar territory as we stop in Baton Rouge, and this time we take a longer stop in New Orleans. It'll be a warm stop for the folks to enjoy before the holidays. And as I said earlier, one of the advantages of River Cities is the flexibility in our cruise route. One year we can spend the holiday season in Galveston, and the next season we could spend in New Orleans. One of the great holiday attractions in New Orleans is the large bonfires just outside of town along Plantation Alley. This, coupled with New Year's Eve in New Orleans, will make for a very memorable holiday season. And if we're really smart, we can adjust the schedule to catch Mardi Gras every year as well. Well, that's our annual cruise route. One of our goals with River Cities is to enjoy the best weather year-round. And if you do the averages of all the temperatures I've shown you in this tour, the average high is 75 and the low is 54. I think you'll agree that's pretty darn comfortable. And not only are you getting a home with an ever-changing view, but you're also getting the best climate year-round. No wonder the birds migrate. Ernest Hemingway wrote The Old Man and the Sea, which I read in 9th grade. Now, I really don't remember much from the 9th grade, but I do recall how the old man would go to sleep each night and he'd remember the visions of his earlier days when he saw the lions on the beaches of Africa. A very similar thing happened to me after my year aboard the Marquette Model. After cruising the waterways all day, I would go to bed and I'd think about all the things I'd seen that day. And my mind was awash in all the unique and beautiful sights. Oftentimes, it would take several minutes to quiet my mind from the flow of the memories of that day. If you join us aboard the Marquette, I imagine it'll be the same for you. So I hope you enjoyed my Waterways tour, and better yet, I hope you'll join us as a resident aboard the Marquette, so you too can experience the flow of memories from each and every day living on the water.